Hi everyone, this is Sintang Mayumi. For today's video, I'm going to make cards for my son's teachers. So I have this paper in my stash and I like the pattern, and I thought this is perfect for teacher cards because it is like a paper pad or notebook that they use in school. So I will change my trimmers here, and because that one, the green one, doesn't cut good, I need to change the blade. And this one, the Fiskars trimmers that I have, doesn't cut good also because when I cut the paper, it's crooked. So I think it's time to buy a new one. Do you think? So I used Gina Marie Design stitch rectangles to cut the panels. But before I cut, I'm going to draw a line using my T ruler and my red Prismacolor pencils. So as you can see, I die cut 4 panels here. So this stamp set that I'm going to use is from Papertrey Ink It In Mini Stamp Set. So I'm going to use my Stamp Perfect to stamp the images. So I place my paper over here and I arrange my images on the paper. So once the images are arranged the way I wanted it, I will close the Stamp Perfect to pick up all of the stamp, and I'm going to use Memento Tuxedo black ink for this one, and I'm gonna stamp them a couple of times to get a good impression. The second stamp set that I'm going to use is the Papertrey Ink It In stamp set. So I'm also going to arrange the pen and a sentiment on the paper. Close the Stamp Perfect, and I also use the Memento Tuxedo black ink on this one as well, and stamp a couple of times to get good impression. So this Papertrey ink it in is a layering stamp. There is 3 styles of pen that you can use. I use the stripe for the barrel and the one that looks like a gingham pattern for the pen cap. I use Faded Jeans Distress Ink Oxide for the layering. I stamp a couple of times to get good impression. I stamp the layering for the barrel of the pen with the same ink. And when I stamp it again to get good impression, the paper shifted because when I opened my stamping tool, the paper moved and I only have one magnet holding the paper. I tried removing the ink that went outside the line with mono sand eraser at first, and that didn't work. So I tried to scrape the ink with blade cutter and also tried water brush with water, and it didn't work. So I need to come up with plan B. There is always a plan B if things didn't work, right? So I move on and I stamp the layering for the clip of the pen and also the part that you can remove so you can re-ink your pen or change the ink. I don't know what it's called. I use Delicata Golden Glitz ink for those layering stamps and just use black marker for the tip of the pen. I cut the sentiment and thinking I can use it, but I didn't like the way it looks on the card base, so I didn't use that sentiment. I fussy cut the pen and that one I use it on the card. As you can see, I'm having hard time fussy cutting the clip of the pen, so I decided to just cut it all the way and just glue it on the card later. I didn't like the sentiment and the pen on the card base here, so I use the scraps when I cut the 12 by 12 paper, and it's good I saved them because the other two panels that I die cut, I also messed those up. I trimmed the pattern paper, and there is my son showing his green Legos. He said he needs to show my YouTube friends his Legos, so there you go. I stamped the same sentiment that I messed up a while ago using VersaFine Onyx black ink. And I didn't get a good impression, so I'm just going over the letters using black marker. I don't know why I didn't use my stamping tool here. And now I'm going to adhere the pen on the paper using Tombow Mono liquid glue. I used this blue card base and I thought it matches the color of the pen. And it looks like I ran out of tape, so I quickly refilled that. And now I'm just adhering the panel onto the card base. This stamp set is also from Papertrey ink and it's called Great Teachers. I'm going to use the sentiments in the inside of my cards. I have another scraps and that's what I'm going to use in the inside of the card. And I use VersaFine Onyx black ink for the sentiments. Adhere this panel inside the card and trim the excess paper using my Fiskars trimmer. I'm now going to adhere the second panel onto this army green cardstock that I have in my stash and color the tiny images using Prismacolor pencils that I have. I did super simple coloring, and this one is nothing fancy because these are tiny images. I use red, green, and brown for the apple, black and blue for the backpack, yellow and gray for the book, and light blue and light green for the globe. For the inside of this card, I'm going to use one of the dies from this MFT gift card groups die set. By the way, that Amazon gift card doesn't have money in it. That's just for props. But I'm going to buy my son's teacher a gift card and give this card to him on their last day of school to thank him for his hard work. We really like him, and my son learned a lot this year from him. I stamped the sentiment that says thank you for being a great teacher using VersaFine Onyx black ink and adhere this panel in the inside of the card. I hope you liked today's video. As always, thank you for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.